Hello, how you guys doing today? Welcome back to my channel. You guys, I'm going to be doing my 35, 36, and 37 week update. Currently, I'm 37 in 5 days, I think. Tuesday, I'll be 38 weeks. But I'm going to start with week 35, of course. If you hear noise in the background, it is my daughter banging her cup on the table, and she's eating and watching her pad. So yeah, but I wanted to get right into it just because I have some other things to record for you guys as well. At 35 weeks, I woke up, I think it was like I was 35 in maybe like 2 or 3 days, I'm not quite sure. And I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was feeling, and I have the notes here, so that's why, you know, you guys, you know. But I woke up out of my sleep around like 3 in the morning with an elevated blood pressure, and my feet were swollen, and just a slight, you know, headache. I kept checking my blood pressure. I checked it like probably about 4 or 5 times just to see if it would go down. It would not go down. So my husband, he tried to massage my feet, my legs, and he tried to put like a wet rag over like my neck, my face, and everything to try to see if, you know, it would help everything go down. Nothing worked. So we decided to go to the emergency room. So I get into the emergency room, and they check the blood pressure. They check the they check for preeclampsia and all that stuff like that. Every test came back negative for preeclampsia and everything. This was something where I just woke up and my blood pressure was elevated, and it was just weird, and I was dizzy. But when I took my blood pressure here, what led me to go to the hospital, my blood pressure was like I want to say it was 150 something over 80 or something like that. It was just way too elevated for pregnancy. So, because usually my blood pressure has been normal. It's been around like 111 over 70, 105 over 75, something like that. But when I woke up and I checked my blood pressure, and it was, you know, elevated, and it didn't really go down, I decided to go to the hospital. They did check the blood pressure. They monitored the blood pressure. The blood pressure kind of normalized once I got there. Of course, every time you go to the hospital, it's always going to be like everything just seems normal, because that's just how it works, right? So yeah, that happened at 35 weeks. 36 weeks, everything went kind of back to normal. My symptoms that I had were, I did deal with a little bit of nausea. It wasn't bad though. It was just like, if I needed to eat something, I just needed to eat something. So that's what I did. It was really pretty much a normal thing. I didn't really have any new cravings. Same thing. You know, you guys know I love my lemonade. I still drink my lemonade. And stuff like that. So nothing really out of the ordinary at 36 weeks. Like I said, I just kind of more so relaxed, just tired, being, you know, just laying around, just, you know, out of breath. I've been really out of breath, but I will say at 36 weeks, my feet and my legs were really swollen. Again, no preeclampsia. So what my husband did is he I have a little tub or whatever, like a little feet bath thing, and we did like some Epsom salt, and I soaked my feet for a while, and then that kind of helped, and then I elevated my feet, and they went down, and that was pretty cool. You know, it felt good. You know, it made me feel a lot better, because also I have been dealing with, like, if I'm walking for a really long time, my legs get really tired. It's so weird. It is so weird. So they get really tired. So that has been another thing. Like, walking is almost like a joke at this point, for real. I'm kind of over it, y'all. That's where I'm at with it. You know, of course we women get there at some point in our pregnancies like around the end where we're like, you know, just come on, just come to the earth, because we need our bodies back. You know, you're grateful, but you just want to, you know, feel, you know, some kind of normalcy, as far as like without all the windedness, the tiredness, the fatigue, everything. You know, you just want to feel normal. So that's kind of where I am right now. So nothing has really changed. Like I said, the worst week was the 35 weeks when I got up and I didn't, at like 3 something in the morning, didn't feel well and had to go to the emergency room. But 36 weeks was, like I said, was pretty good. So I can say that nothing had really changed. I hadn't experienced like anything new. Oh yeah, I did go to my 36-week appointment, which I'm going to give you guys the information on, as far as like her weight. They saying she weighs 5 pounds 7 ounces. They were just saying that I make really small babies. Obviously I do, so it must be a really true thing, because she literally is like 5 pounds 7 ounces. My 2-year-old was 5 pounds 12 ounces. So let's see, I'm trying to get into the notes of what happened at that appointment, because they did the anatomy, they did like everything. I did have a like a picture. They weren't able to get a lot of photos of her because she wouldn't cooperate. She kept her hand like over her face, but we did get like a side, like a one side of her face view, and she kind of looks just like my 2-year-old. So yeah, they did check me for the group B thing, where it's like to make sure, you know, there's no bacteria or anything. That came back negative, thank God. And I mean, of course it did, you know, why would it come positive? So that was negative. And then my placenta is going towards, I think they said my placenta is on the right side. I want to say my placenta is on the right side, y'all, because I can't seem to find the information about that. So, and she is head down. So yes, there will definitely be a vaginal birth, thank God. You know, I'm happy about that. That's what I wanted. Overall, they told me that she looks really good, and that basically at this point we're kind of just waiting on her to make an appearance. It don't seem like she really trying to make an appearance though, to be honest with you. She seemed to have gotten quite comfortable in her you know, and well, in my belly and in her sack. So let's see, trying to see, and they let us see, we got to see her brain. Everything is normal, thank God. We got to see her facial features, everything normal, thank God. She was very beautiful. And that was the 36-week appointment. So yeah, I do make small babies, obviously, because all my babies are around 5 pounds or something all the time. It never fails, always. It's just, I mean, I can't even explain it. Like, it don't matter. Some people have bigger babies, some people have smaller babies. I'm wanting to make smaller babies, which is fine because they grow up to be just as beautiful as my 2-year-old is. And so now we're gonna get to the 37 weeks. Okay, so 37 weeks has been quite the journey. Okay, at 37 weeks, that first couple of days into 37 weeks, everything was good. I will say on the 17th, let me make sure it's the 17th, y'all, because these days we getting mixed up. Well, the 17th, I had a OBGY, just normal appointment, where they just check the size just to make sure that she's, you know, doing well and everything like that. And like as far as her size and stuff. So where's that? I'm trying to click on these notes because it's gonna be better that I look at the notes. So at that appointment, she was like, basically, we are just waiting. That was on the 17th of November. She was like, we're just waiting on her. Right now I'm 37 weeks, like I said, I think in 5 days at this point. And that's the day I had the appointment. So November the 18th, which was a Thursday, past Thursday, I had to take my mama to her doctor's appointment, so that's what I did. I took my mama to her doctor's appointment, her dental appointment actually. She had got a few teeth removed, and we had to go pick up her prescription at Walmart. So we are in Walmart. Mind you, this is Thursday the 18th of November. We're in Walmart. When I walked into the store, I had decided to kind of sit down and ride in one of those little riding carts, because it felt like she was like right there, like down really far, and it's like it was hard to walk. So I said, you know, I think I'm just gonna ride in one of these little riding things and just, you know, get what I need and get out of here. So I do so. My mom is behind me with my daughter in the cart because she's pushing my daughter. I'm riding in the little thing and they're behind me. Out of nowhere, these sharp cramps come to my lower area, radiating through my back. It was more so of like a period cramp type feeling, but my back was hurting and my, you know, abdomen was hurting and everything. So that happened. I was like, okay, maybe they'll go away. It went away for a second, came back. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna see what happened the second time. Same thing. And they were close together. So I realized I was having contractions. So I turned around after the contractions stopped, because you can't really talk to them. And I looked at my mom and I said, I'm having contractions right now. She was like, what? And, you know, because she couldn't really talk because she had just got her teeth pulled. So she was like, you know, basically like shocked, like the face of like, what? Like, what? So I kept having contractions, I tried to call my husband. He was working. He would not answer the phone. I called my cousin, I called my daddy. My cousin answered the phone, and she tried to call I said, can you try to get in contact with my husband, because he's not answering the phone. So she called him. He didn't answer for her either. So I don't even know how he eventually called, but he called. And I said, I'm having contractions and I'm in Walmart. So my daddy, I had called my daddy, and he ended up coming, but he was sitting outside behind my car. And he was like, come out so, you know, we can, you know, get me out of the store or whatever. I got over to his truck or whatever, and my husband came home, because I came back to the house. I should have went straight to the hospital, which was common sense. I'm not going to get into the story of all of that, because it's a little bit more, you know, than what I'm saying as far as like why I didn't go straight to the hospital. So I ended up coming home, and I come home, and my husband finally gets home. So we get me to the hospital. I get into the triage upstairs on the 13th floor where you know you have babies. They decided to do a check. You know, they have to do a check first before they can determine whether you're ready to deliver or whatever, before they, you know. So they did the check. After they did the check, she said, well, you're only 3 centimeters dilated. So I was like, okay. So they were like, we're going to wait 2 hours. We're going to check you again after 2 hours to see if you have changed. 2 hours go by. It seemed like it took forever for 2 hours to go by, but it did. 2 hours go by. They check me again, and I am still 3 centimeters dilated. And I was having contractions in the midst of me waiting those 2 hours. Like, I don't know if it was false contractions. I don't know what it was, but I was having light contractions. Well, they weren't really bad though, because I was able to talk to them, but I just couldn't sit down. I had to stand up. But whether I sat down and stood up, they still didn't change as far as the way they felt. So when they checked me the second time, which was the last time they were going to check, I was still 3 centimeters dilated. So they were like, well, we're going to kind of send you home. I'm currently now 37 weeks and 5 days, and I'm in active labor right now. So I think at this point I'm probably about 4 to 5 centimeters dilated. I have not, because I've been having contractions. I had contractions last night, so I think I'm probably at about 5 right now. I didn't go to the emergency room last night, even though I was having contractions. I decided to just kind of stay home and just kind of deal with it, because I would hate to get there and, you know, they say we're gonna send you back home. So but I do believe I'm probably about 4 to 5 centimeters dilated, which is a good thing if I was to go to the hospital, because they would keep me, because they told me that if I was 5 to 6 centimeters dilated, that they, you know, I would be able to stay and start the process of, you know, baby being born. So if I start having contractions today, which is currently the 21st, which is a Sunday, I am going to go to the hospital, because last night it was really, it was hurting. But it wasn't like consistent enough for me to go to the hospital. So I just stayed home. But I'm currently in active labor now, y'all. So I wanted to get this video out, because I don't, obviously she's gonna come a little sooner. I'm not quite sure really. You just never know with labor. You know what I'm saying? But it does say where I am now at 3 centimeters dilated. It's saying, and I had looked this up. It said what happens when I'm 3 centimeters dilated. Once your cervix reaches 3 centimeters dilation, you've probably entered the early stage of labor, which they told me that. During this stage, your cervix generally dilates to about 6 centimeters. So that's what I think I'm trying to do. I'm trying to let it kind of get there on its own, instead of me like going to the hospital and, you know. So I'm trying to see what it does on its own. It said this is the longest part of labor and can take anywhere from a few hours to a few days. So it's been a few days. Although most of the time it takes between 8 to 12 hours. That's common. So that's why I said right now I feel like I'm probably about 5 to 6 centimeters dilated now, but I'm not, you know, quite sure, you know, because I could still be 3, you know, but I don't think I'm 3 centimeters dilated still, because I've been having contractions. Like I said, last night was like I thought I was gonna have to go, you know. So it was just like, let me just see what happened. I'm gonna try to deal with these contractions here. I don't want to be sent back home. I don't feel like doing that, so I'm gonna just deal with it. So I did last night, but today, if it happens, I'm going to the hospital just to see where I am, so I know, and see what happens. So that is the current update of this pregnancy. Like I said, I feel like I will be delivering probably before 39 weeks. If not, we will see, you know. So I'm just excited to meet our new life and grateful at the same time. A little nervous, and like I said, I'm just trying to get things together. So, you know what I'm saying, I pretty much got everything that I need for my daughter, and yeah, we're just waiting on her, and hopefully she makes an appearance between today and probably tomorrow, sometime this week, so we can kind of just go and move forward with, you know, I would like to make some progress. So, you know, if I decide to go to the hospital and I'm 30, if I decide to go to the hospital and I'm like, what, 16 minutes dilated, I'm going to just let them do their process. But I'm going to show you my belly, and then I'm going to go and I will stand up so you guys can see. I mean, it really don't look much different than it did before. So I have on these shorts, by the way, and I have on these blue shorts, sorry. So she's in there on the front. Y'all, sorry about the shorts. I just decided to be comfortable and everything. But like I said, you guys, thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I would like to say to you guys, if they serve you no purpose, let them go. Let him go, let her go, let them go, period.